Also thought about how those are her words and her thoughts, and yet they resonate so deeply within me. I'm grateful for people who speak up. I'm grateful for people who tell the truth. And I want to be someone who tells the truth. I feel like a lot of us move from a place of fear and inauthenticity, and that stops us from telling the truth and living it. Hey, hi, my name is Leah. Thank you for being here. Thank you for being interested. Okay, that was so corny, but it doesn't matter. I'm corny. I want to start this video off by reading something that I wrote January 1st. I wrote this at a Kwanzaa event. Day 7, Amani. I always forget what the day represents because each day of Kwanzaa represents something. But at this event, people in my community, they curated a space for people to set intentions for the year of 2025. And granted, I haven't been trying to get too caught up in the New Year's resolutions and trying to revamp my whole life, enter a new era, if you will. Like this year, I've kind of just been like, okay, new year, cool, let's get it. I will say that there is one very important, actually two very important themes that I want to bring into this new phase. The first one being to create and sustain community, and then another intention, if you will be to continue to step out of my comfort zones in 2025, because I've spent like the last few months of 2024 practicing that, and it's been so much fun. I've been connecting with people and it feels good. So yeah, I want to continue to all 2025 we are stepping out of our comfort zones. I can tell that I'm anxious because my shoulders just feel so tense. Yeah, let me read what I wrote. This isn't like a poem or anything, it's just some words. Yeah. How show up and show out, but show what? Show who? Who watches? Who consumes? And most of all, who cares? Who am I to think? Who am I to feel? What do I see? I see beauty. Often when I see, I ask. Sometimes I even feel. Sometimes I look and I don't see a damn thing. Sometimes I listen and I can't taste. To be fully immersed means that I have to be present. I thank Source, Creator, for my senses. But goddamn, where is my sense? We, I, me. Responsibilities. Is it my duty to be me? Why do I care where being me gets me? Hopefully I could just be a tree. I don't know where I was going with that last. Hopefully I could just be a tree. I think I love a garden reference or metaphor. I love using nature as a way to describe life. And I think I said I want to just be a tree because trees are grounded and they have purpose and they serve their purpose, like, you know what I'm saying? And I want to find my purpose. I think that's kind of like why I was writing that. I honestly think that my purpose here, or at least in this phase of my life, is to make people, to make and to help people who feel unseen, overlooked, and neglected feel heard, feel represented. And I feel like that is my purpose because I am also one of those people. I am also someone who has felt neglected, overlooked, and unheard. In 2023, I believe, I read Sister Outsider, which is right here. Kind of, I don't know if you can see my setup. I really wanted to be very intentional with this. Sister Outsider. I read that book, and something that I feel Audre Lorde is very known for is her essay talking about the transformation of silence and how it's very important for people to speak up and to speak their truth in whatever way that they feel. And when I read that essay for the first time, it's like, damn, she's spitting. And I also thought about how those are her words and her thoughts, and yet they resonate so deeply within me. I'm grateful for people who speak up. I'm grateful for people who tell the truth. And I want to be someone who tells the truth. I feel like a lot of us move from a place of fear and inauthenticity, and that stops us from telling the truth and living our truth. It's funny that I say that so easily, but that's been a very difficult theme that I've been trying to grasp in my life. I think I'm finally getting the hang of it, but these last few years, I haven't been myself. I haven't been living my truth and embracing it, and I've reaped the consequences of that. I've seen where being inauthentic gets me, and it sucks. It's not it. And I don't think that this is something that I'm only feeling. I feel like this is a collective shift. Like, all of us, we're tired of being tired, or whatever, however that saying goes. Like, I'm tired of the bullshit. I don't think we live in a time where we can continue to be silent. It doesn't serve us any good. A few days ago, I was with an old friend, and I was telling him, actually, this has kind of been a conversation in my life recently. I've been telling people, expressing to people how I'm afraid to express myself, to show up in this world. I'm at this point in my life where I have to really not stand on business. I have to stand my ground and be a tree. I had to blossom, I had to bloom, I had to set roots. I'm not a little kid anymore. I don't believe that children aren't their own beings and that they don't have a voice and they don't have, you know what I'm saying? I don't think that at all. I think we can learn a lot from children. I think I am finally at this point in my life where I realize it is my life. I have to create and curate my own identity. I have that will and I have that power. I don't want to continue to be my mother's daughter. I don't want to continue to be so-and-so's friend. I don't want to know. I don't want my identity to be based upon outside factors. These past 2 years, specifically 2024, I spent a lot of time to myself. My relationships, like I said, I was moving from a place of inauthenticity, and I am a believer that you are what you attract. And I think 2024, 2023, I realized that I keep attracting things and versions of myself that I do not like. And so 2024, I kind of went into isolation, just removed myself from a lot of situations and relationships, and I sat with myself. My gosh, have I been lonely? I've been so lonely. But there's this Jamila Woods song. It's like, I'm lonely. I'm not lonely. I'm alone. And I am wholly by my own. And that line, I was playing that song throughout 2024. Like, that was on my 2024 replay, okay? I like that line because when I was surrounded by all of these friendships and in these relationships with people, I still felt so alone. It's so crazy how you can be surrounded by people and still feel completely alone. And I think that feeling of loneliness is because the people you are around aren't seeing you for who you are, and you aren't showing up as you are. And for me, I was showing up as what I thought people wanted me to be or what people expected of me. I guess you could say I was just getting fed up with feeling alone around people. I sat back 2024, sat with myself. I rediscovered myself. I started doing things that I haven't done in years, like journaling again, consistently, dancing. Oh my gosh, I love dancing. When I was younger, the reason that I stopped dancing, it's because people told me I couldn't dance. People told me I didn't have rhythm. I don't give a fuck if I have rhythm or not. I'm gonna move my body. Like, people don't dance anymore. And that's so sad because dancing is so freeing. But anyways, I'm getting off topic. Yeah, not really though. I spent this time grounding myself. It hasn't been easy. It's easier for me to sit here and say that it's easier for me to sit here and not cry and not be angry and not be confused, because I had to go through all of that anger, sadness, and confusion. I cried so much. I released so much. I remember I was talking to my grandma, and we were talking at the time. I'm pretty sure we was watching the news, and then we started talking about religion and politics and all that, right? And she was telling me things about my family's history and just history about Black people in general in America. And she was telling me things that deep down I knew. Things about how they treated us, or how they mutilated our bodies, and how that mutilation has been carried through generations upon generations, right? And that's kind of why you see, actually I'm not even going to get into that, but she was just telling me some truths, right? And something she said, she was like, I wish I could get up she said, I wish I had the platform to speak the truth without being in danger. And I was like, whoa, you ate with that. My grandma, one thing about her, she gonna read me or she gonna spit some bars, okay? And so she said that, and I've been pondering on it ever since. She said this months ago, and I'm still like, whoa. Because I think a lot of us feel that if we speak the truth, especially our truths, as people who are minorities, as people who are underrepresented in the media and society. If we speak our truth and tell our stories, there's this fear, this underlying fear that we'll be in danger or that we'll be exposed. There's a lot of truths in my life that I've been scared to admit and to share with other people because of shame and guilt. And I thought about why do I feel shame and guilty for my truths? And then I thought about how they make me feel ashamed and they make me feel like I should have some sort of guilt about my truth because it doesn't live up to what they believe is true for us. And when I say they, I'm speaking about the people who voted Donald Trump into the office. When I say they, I'm thinking about the people who are exploiting the people in Congo. When I say they, I think about the people who are killing children and families in Palestine. When I say they, I think about the people who are feeding drugs and guns into my neighborhoods for us to kill each other and to kill ourselves. When I say they, y'all should know who I'm talking about, okay? And they've been writing our stories. Do you know how crazy that sounds? They have been writing our stories for the longest time, and we've been letting them. And we've been consuming these false narratives and perceptions about ourselves, and we've been allowing it to fester within us. And it's been fucking with us bad, man. It's been fucking us up. I want us to no longer feel ashamed. And I also think about how there's been like rebels, there's been people who say fuck, there's been people who spill their truth and are so authentic and bold and brave. And we grasp onto those people. We literally get pulled in by that authenticity, and it transforms our lives. Like with Audre Lorde, like her speaking her truth transformed my life. And so imagine the ripple effect of all of us speaking our truth. Imagine the ripple effect of all of us exposing the injustices we face in this society. Imagine the power, and not only for ourselves that we'll feel, but for as a collective, like we got to start doing it. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling relaxed now. I'm feeling motivated. My motivation is always liberation. I want to be liberated. I was talking to my friend, and we were talking about how we both went to the same college and we both dropped out. We're both also artists. And we were talking about how hard it's been to navigate our journeys and how hard it's been to ground ourselves in the life we feel we deserve and desire. I don't want to be a struggling artist. I don't want to not be able to sustain myself because I don't want to work a 9-to-5, or I don't want to go to college to get a degree in something that I'm not necessarily interested about, right? And we were just talking about how there's so many guaranteed paths in this world, you know? And specifically, I'm talking about this guaranteed path to success. Like, you go to school, you go to college, you get a degree, you get a job, you make a salary, you provide for your family, you live life, right? That is success. You are successful if you do that, right? And I think about how lately in the collective, in society, we are realizing that is not necessarily success. For some people, that is success. And I'm not trying to like tell people what success is and what it isn't, but I know that for a lot of people, for me, success isn't the American dream, basically. I don't know why I didn't think about that. We've been fed this American dream, and this American dream is supposed to guarantee us a good life, a stable life. But lately, we've been exposed to how we're able to have this American dream. The American dream of a husband, wife, 2 kids in a house in the suburbs with a white picket fence. It's only possible because America is bombing other countries for resources. America is exploiting other countries for resources. You have immigrants coming to America, and they're telling us their stories, they're telling us how like it's unsafe for them to be with their family, to be with their children, because you got Western forces blowing everything up and exploiting everything. And then we're like, dang, we are privileged as fuck. But then I'm privileged. I am privileged, but I'm not the most privileged. I am more privileged than a lot of people in the world, yes. But as a Black woman in America, I'm still not at the peak of this privilege, right? I still face injustice. I still face racism. I still face sexism. I still face all types of things. And so it's like, this fantasy is for me, it's been feeling like this dream, this fantasy that I've been sold my entire life has had little black dots. Okay, let's imagine it together. Close your eyes. Let's say the fantasy is a cloud. The American dream is a cloud. Then you see smoke. We in the sky, right? We a cloud. And then there's smoke. But we can wave the little first batch of smoke. It ain't nothing, it's cool, whatever. We still got a nice little cloud going on. But then my cloud, me, the Black woman, is raining. It's raining, my cloud evaporates. I'm going through all this shit. Like, it's hard for me to form this cloud. Like, I'm trying to be a cloud, but it's hard for me to form this cloud and be this cloud because I keep raining, I keep doing this, there keeps being this blotch of smoke that keeps popping up and destroying shit. And I feel like right now, at this point, and granted, there's been some moments where it's been clear skies and my cloud is formed and we floating and we cool. But right now, I feel like I'm a cloud with thunder, lightning, smoke, fire, surrounded by other clouds who are also going through the same thing. And I'm realizing, wait, why the fuck am I a cloud? Why can't I be the stars in the galaxy? Why can't I be a tree? Why can't I be this? Like, shit, there's other opportunities, there's other paths, there's other ventures outside of this dream that I've been trying to force myself into that was never made for me in the first place. And I'm realizing it's only causing chaos. I don't even know if that made sense, but that's how I've been feeling. And so now I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna evaporate. That's what I did in 2024. I evaporated. I am no longer trying to be a cloud. I am no longer trying to be in the sky. I'm no longer trying to achieve something that I know I don't even want. I'm not trying to do it no more. I'm done trying to fit in. I'm done being afraid to speak my truth. And I say that as a former people pleaser. I say that as someone who can relate to like Riley from Inside Out 2. Okay, Inside Out 2 spoiler. You know, in the movie, anxiety has like this whole little warehouse where they create a whole bunch of false scenarios, very unrealistic scenarios about Riley's life, and then they control Riley's actions and movements and whatnot. I realized that I have been doing that. Like, that's been something I've been doing for a long time. I'm not sure when it started, but I've been a people pleaser. I've been a kiss ass. I have been trying to fit in. I have been trying to be in control of how people perceive me for a long time. Because at some point in my life, I realized that if I show up as the multifaceted, the multidimensional Black woman that I am, I'm not going to be pleasing everybody. In fact, some people may choke. I'm thinking about if they can't digest, you let them choke. Some people are going to fucking choke trying to understand who I am, trying to understand my being. And I got to be okay with that. I haven't been okay with it, but I got to be okay with it. I got to be okay with being perceived and people not liking what they see. I got to be okay with speaking my truth and not being heard by some people, but being heard by the people who needed to hear it. I got to be okay with it. I need for us to be okay with it. Like, I don't want to be the only person being authentic. And you know, it's funny. I feel like there's also been this trend of people, like I said, I think a lot of us are tired of being tired. And I saw someone talk about how there's this wave of authenticity that often leads to narcissism. Oh, I'm authentic, and since I'm authentic, I'm too cool for you. You cannot be around me because I'm authentic and you're not. And I ain't gonna lie, I fell for it at first. I was on that authenticity wave that led to narcissism at first. But then I realized the only reason I want to be authentic is because I want to connect with people who are like me. That's what I want. That's why I'm trying to be authentic, because I want connection. I want to feel seen. I want to feel heard. And I want to feel seen and heard by people who also like relate or can understand or even admire where I'm coming from. And so I don't want to be authentic and alone. I don't want to be an authentic narcissist. Can narcissists even be authentic then? Because I feel like narcissism just means there's some root, some shadow work that needs to be done. But yeah, speaking of shadow work, I think a lot of us just need to tap into who we are and discover who we are without outside forces or societal standards. Like, that's what needs to happen. I think that's what's happening. Low-key. It's so easy to be like, be yourself. It's so easy to be like, find yourself, but it's hard as fuck. It's hard as fuck. You gotta like do a lot. It takes real work. It's not easy. It's not an easy path. There is no guaranteed anything. You don't know where it's gonna get you. But I think that's the exciting part about it. And I think there's also been like this false narrative that if we step out into the unknown, it's failure. It's not. I've stepped out into the unknown so many times last year, and I've been brought closer to the opportunities that I feel like are perfect for me. I feel like with authenticity, there's alignment. I've been so focused on if I'm in alignment or not. But then I feel like the only way to know if you're in alignment, the only way to be in alignment is to not focus on whether you're in alignment. The only way to be aligned is to just be and to breathe. Breathing has helped. You know, something that I did in 2024, I breathed a lot. Like in those moments, sitting by myself and sitting with myself, I was breathing. and I was recognizing how I feel. I was recognizing how situations made me feel. I was feeling past situations. I'm like, oh shit, I've been carrying the same feelings into multiple situations and different experiences and having the same outcome due to that same feeling that I had a minute ago. And breathing has just allowed me to let go. Why are we afraid to breathe and to feel? Why have we been on autopilot? Have we looked at where we're going? What does being free mean or look like to you? Have you been living for yourself, or have you been living for the validation of other people? I'm finna answer those questions myself, but honestly, I think that I'm done speaking. I'm done rapping. I'm done yapping. I really just sat here and recorded. And you really just sat here and watched me. And we really in this together. So, yeah, I want to thank you for listening to me yap. I want to thank you for spending time with me, because you just spent some time with me. Yeah, I'm hoping that you could take something away from this chat, this session. And I'm hoping that as a collective, we can step into a shift, a place where people are striving for authenticity, and that we're creating spaces for one another to be authentic, because that matters as well. I think I'm done chatting. Thank you. Peace.